welcome to Center 7. Today's practice will include some lateral movement, so postures that are opening up the side body, as well as an expansive breath that draws in and then extends out into the world around you, cultivating not only circulation within the body, but also a freedom and expression of our emotions and our thoughts. Please take a moment to gather what you need, create some space for your practice, and we'll get started. Find yourself in a comfortable seat. Close down your eyes. Begin to turn your attention inward. Notice how you're feeling, any physical sensations in the body. Begin to observe your thoughts, watching them come and watching them go. Tune into how you're feeling. Noticing if there's anything coming up for you. We're simply observing our experience without any judgment. Turning in and feeling in. On your next inhalation, imagine the breath moving into the body, into heart center, filling up heart center with the breath, the front of the heart, the sides of the heart, the back of the heart, breathing into all the darkest places wrapped around the heart. Bringing energy, breath into those spaces. Breathing into the heart, and as you exhale, feel out through the body, down the arms, down the legs into the feet. Exhaling towards the edges of your skin, down the limbs, fingers, toes. Breathing into the heart and exhaling to expand out with the breath. Beyond the edges of the skin and into the world around you. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, expanding outward. One more breath here. And lower the chin. Open the eyes. Start to bring some movement into the body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Find yourself in a nice tall seat. Lengthening up through the center of the body. The chin drawing slightly inward. Go ahead and rock yourself forward and back, side to side for just a moment. And see if you can come into a place where you feel as if there is some congruency or stacking or harmony through the pelvis and the spine and the shoulders, so that the spine has some length to travel up, creating space up through the top of the head. Grounding down into the sits bones. We'll begin to move side to side, just taking the head gently, ear towards the shoulder, ear towards the shoulder. And this is nice and gentle. So feeling into the subtle sensations here, side to side, staying with your breath, opening up through the top of the spine on one side and then the other. And then start to feel into how this side-to-side movement can travel down the spine. So just nice and easy. Let this movement feel organic to you. It's just a gentle flow with the breath from side to side, opening up one side of the spine, noticing what is opening, maybe what is not opening. And breathing into those spaces. And bringing yourself right back to the center, letting go of that little tick-tock side to side. And we'll roll the shoulders back and down. Release the arms to the sides. Either arm is going to come up. You'll breathe one arm up. And then you'll exhale over to the other side. You're going to ground down into this hand that's on the floor. Let the elbows soften. And then inhale back up. Carry the arm up and exhale to the other side. A nice gentle flow, side to side, lateral bends. You can allow your hips to move, creating ease through the hip joints, ease through the connections of the spine to the lower body, side to side. One more time. Bringing yourself back to the middle. Let's take a deep breath in together. Reach up to the sky and exhale, bow forward to your mat. Hold here for a moment. Big breath in. And exhale, roll yourself all the way back up to your seat. We're going to come into child's pose. And coming back into the side body in our child's pose, choosing any variation that feels best in your body today. You can take the knees apart, take the knees together. The arms can be soft at your sides, in front of you, or reaching. Take a moment here to feel grounded with the breath, breathing into heart center. And exhaling out through the body and into the world around you. Finding that connection with the breath. We'll walk our hands to the right side, reaching long through the left side body. I'm going to place my right hand underneath, or my fist underneath my forehead for support here. Feeling expansive from my left pinky to my left shoulder, along the side of the rib cage to the hip. And then breathing into this space. As you inhale, can you expand through the whole of the rib cage? The front of the ribs, the sides of the ribs, the back of the ribs. Inhaling to expand. Feel the ribs move away from one another. And exhaling, feel the ribs gently soften towards one another. And bring a little fire around the belly button on an exhale. One more breath like this. We'll slide the left arm back for support and use it to walk us to the other side. Reaching towards the left. Again, you can take your left hand or fist underneath the head for support. You can also use a pillow or a block here for support. Take the arm back. You can lower the head to the mat. Inhaling into heart center, feel the rib cage expand 360 degrees, opening up all the way around you. And exhaling to draw in towards the center of you. One more breath here. And again, sliding that right arm back first. Use the arm to support your way up and to the middle. We'll take just a moment here in the center, lengthening the arms forward. Big breath in. And exhale. Again, slide your arms back. Find your ground beneath the hands. And bring yourself up into a tabletop position. Arms coming down from the shoulders, knees coming down from the hips. Holding here for a moment and breathing. Steady with the breath. Let's go ahead and move in our tabletop. Take some gentle movements with the intention of getting into the side body a little bit. So you can move forward and back. You can move through some rounds of cat and cow if you'd like. You can roll through these. But then start to take your awareness into the side body and coming back to those nice gentle bends. A little bit of bend through the neck, down the spine towards the hips. Maybe lean into one side and then the other. And all the while we're breathing, we're staying with our breath. Bringing ourselves back to the center. Finding a strong tabletop here. So imagining if the wind was blowing, that you are bracing yourself against that push and pull side to side. So bringing some energy up into the center of the body, like you're drawing up and away from your mat, feeling broad through the collarbones. You're going to slide the right fingertips forward and the left toes back. Stay connected to your mat here for a moment and breathe. And on your next inhalation, float the arm and the leg up. The arm is floating up, so you're staying soft along the right side of the neck and the upper shoulder. And then you have some action here through the hip, engaged through the hip, maybe even a little bit at the inner thigh, drawing the leg up, spiraling in and up. Noticing where your front hip points are, pointing down towards your mat. You're going to try to keep them pointing downward. Take your right arm out to the right side. Just float it out there to the right. It's just a soft float. And then take your left leg out to the left side. Keeping the hip points pointing down. So just watching for this rotation up or a dumping into the side, the right side. Reaching the leg long, holding and breathing, building some heat here. Inhaling back to the center and exhaling to release. We'll take that to the other side. Left fingertips forward, right toes back, staying connected to the mat, feeling grounded here, breathing. And then floating the left arm up and picking up the right leg. Staying soft through the side of the neck here, top of the shoulder. So this isn't so much of a reach as it is a float of the arm. But some energy back here into the hip. Maybe a little bit you can feel at the inner thigh, picking the leg up. Draw the belly in and up. And then simply float the arm out to the side. Staying connected to the center of your torso, take your right leg out to the right. Again, being mindful about the rotating upward or the dumping into the left side of the body. The leg doesn't have to go very far. Inhale back to the center and exhale to release yourself down. Taking the arms back behind you to a narrow kneed child's pose option here. So knees together, arms come back. On your next inhalation, reaching the arms forward, bringing yourself into a modified plank, staying down onto the knees. Heart right between the hands. We'll lower ourselves all the way down to the ground. Reach back through the legs. Come up into a low cobra just for one breath in here. And then exhale, release. Give yourself a little push back towards child's pose. Curl the toes under and start to lift the hips up. Coming into a downward facing dog. We're going to free up our downward facing dog, bringing some movement into the legs, ankles, feet, hips, spine, a little bit through the shoulders, maybe some rotations through the arms, wrists, fingertips. And again, bringing some attention here into the side body. So how can you feel into the right and left sides of your form? Down into the ankle, the heel, up through the sides of the legs, the hips, moving through the spine, side to side. And then exhaling, coming back to the center, grounding here in the middle. Hold here for a breath in. Hold here as you exhale. On your next inhalation, lift the heels and the hips. As you exhale, look forward, bend your knees, and step to the top of your mat. Come into a halfway lift here, long spine, and then fold in half. Cascading the upper body over the legs, down and over the legs, and then bend your knees so that our focus here is on a release of the upper body over and down the legs. Start to feel into the feet. Maybe give your toes a little wiggle, your feet a little wiggle. And then again, bring some freedom into this shape. So walking out the feet, or just bending the knees, and looking for that sensation through the side body here. So a little bit side to side, feeling into your experience here. Checking back in with the breath, inhaling towards heart center, exhaling to expand outward, down into the ground with the feet, down through the arms, the fingertips. And then on your next exhalation, settle down right into the middle. Inhaling through a halfway lift, so you'll bend your knees a little bit, set the hips back nice and long through the spine, and then sweep all the way up to stand. Big breath in here. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Moving through a round of sun salutation A with a lateral bend. Inhaling, take the arms up. We're going to ground down in the feet, start to draw the muscles of the legs up and in, and we're going to take a side bend to the right. Hold here and breathe for a moment, feeling into how your breath is moving through the body, and can you expand through the rib cage here with your inhalation. And then maintaining that breath in, getting you nice and long, holding that length as you exhale and feel supported with your exhalation down towards the belly button, down into the feet. One more breath in here. And exhale back to the middle. Let's try to keep our arms up here. Maybe press the palms together a little bit if you want some more sensation. And we'll take this to the left side. Bending in. Again, finding that expansive breath, inhaling and exhaling. And let's not forget about the side of the body that we're bending into. So as you breathe into the rib cage, can you also expand through this side a little bit? inhaling to expand, the ribs move away from one another, lift you up a little bit. So it's not so much of a dropping down to the side as it is a gentle bend and a lifting up through the center. One more breath in and exhale to the middle. Let's release the hands, relax the arms a little bit. Breath in here. Exhale, fold in half, all the way down. Breathing into a halfway lift, long spine. You can bend the knees here, attach the hands to the shins, and exhale, fold in half. Inhaling back to a halfway lift. This time, bend your knees a lot. Step your right foot back to a lunge. Take the knee down, release the foot. Ground the foot down into the mat and lift the heart up. Expanding out through the fingertips. And then exhaling, take the hands down, downward facing dog. Stay here for one breath in and out. Your next inhalation carries you forward, knees, lower all the way down. Inhaling to a low cobra. And exhaling to release, find your ground, give yourself a little push. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Next breath in, lifts the right leg up. Exhale, steps the foot all the way through. So bring your knee towards your belly button, bring your heart between your hands, and bring your knee towards your heart. Flex your foot to get it out of the way and step it through. Take your back leg back, down, release your foot, and open up. Breathe in here. And then exhale to the top of the mat. Curl the toes, give yourself a little launch to step forward. And fold. Breathe in. Carry this all the way up to stand. Exhaling, bring your hands to your heart. Inhaling to reach the arms up, keeping the palms together, drawing the arms back by the ears, keeping the chin slightly drawn in, and then exhale towards your left. Lateral bend. Stay here for a breath in. Fill up 360 degrees all the way around you and exhale. Inhale back to the center and exhale to the other side. Hold. Inhale back to the center and exhale to fold in half. Let it go all the way down. Halfway lift, breathes in and exhale, fold in half. Through halfway lift, nice and low this time. Step the left foot back, release the knee down, release the foot. Gently pressing into this back foot to help you get a little bit of a lift up and pressing into the front foot as well. Chest expands, reach out through the fingertips. This is a breath in. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Inhaling carries you forward, knees, chin, chest, or if you'd like to maintain a plank here, lower down chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg, breathe in. Big breath, and exhale, knee to the belly, to the heart. Step the foot through. Release your back leg down as you rise up. Ground the feet. Big breath in, and exhale to the top of the mat. Fold in half. Inhaling all the way up to stand. And exhaling, bring your hands to your heart center. Take a moment here. Connect the thumbs to the breastbone. Close down your eyes. And release. We're going to come into chair. Option to take your feet hip width a little wider if you would like some more support, or more narrow if you want more of a balance challenge, I suppose, and if it feels good to the joints in the body. So you decide where you want to be, and you can always change your mind. You're going to bend your knees a little bit, start to set the hips back, coming up into chair. Let's just bring the hands to the heart, and we'll hold here for a moment. And again, finding that movement, that gentle movement a little bit forward, back, side to side. You may even experiment with the angle at the different joints in the body. So checking in with the ankles and the knees and the hips, position of the shoulders, position of the spine, keeping the head right on top of it. Settling into a shape where you're feeling some harmony or congruency through the joints, yeah? Where they're working together rather than against one another. Settling into all four corners of the feet. You can always take this a little bit lower or a little bit higher, and then again, try to find that space again, where there's some harmony in the body, working as one. We're going to stay here. Option to close down the eyes. Bring your attention back to the breath, inhaling to the heart, and exhaling to feel expansive out to the world around you. On your next inhalation, stand all the way up, maintaining that experience of the breath. Take the arms out to the side. Hold as you exhale. Sweep the arms down, set the hips back. Inhale takes the arms up. Exhale brings the hands to the heart. Inhale stands you up. Take the arms out to the side. The arms are going out. Remember, the breath is drawing inward towards heart center. Hold as you exhale, expand out into the world around you. Inhale to release, bend the knees, sweep the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, stand up. Hold as you exhale. Inhale to chair. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. This time you're going to sit a little bit lower. Really find your ground. Get down into the ground here. And then we'll lift all the way up. Start to shift your weight to your left foot. Take your right knee up with you. Find your focus with your eyes. Hold here and breathe. Pull the toes up. Press out through the heel. Take the leg forward and hold for 4, 3, 2, and release. Bend the knee. Reach your foot all the way back. We're going to come into a crescent lunge here. Finding your feet at least hip joint width apart. Take a moment here to place your hands on your pelvis or on your hips and check in with the pelvis. So just noticing if it's tipping down, right, left, forward and back. And again, looking for that congruency in the body where the hips, and the spine, and the shoulders, and all the angles of the joints are working together in harmony in the body. We're going to sweep the the right arm up towards the sky. Hold here as you exhale. Feel stable on your exhale. So really find your ground on your exhale and bend to your left, opening up the right side body. See if you can keep this bend from the waist up so that you can stay stable and grounded down through the low body. Option to release your left arm down. Continue to breathe here. And maybe find some breath here on the left side body as well. One more breath in. And exhale. Inhale carries you all the way up. Take both arms up, bringing yourself to the center. Bring your hands to your heart center. And we're going to open up into a warrior 2. I'm going to adjust my feet so my front heel's in line with the center of my back foot, approximately, so that the hips have some freedom to open up out to the sides here. And then float the arms up into a warrior 2. Breathe and feel into this pose. On your next inhalation, reverse your warrior, taking your left arm up and your right arm down. And then as you exhale, come into an extended side angle. We're going to keep the arms straight and just simply float the left arm to the inside of the leg. Spiral the heart open towards the sky. And flow. Stay grounded in the feet. Inhale carries you up. And exhale carries you down. A little tick-tock in the body. One more time. Inhale carries you up. This time, you're going to exhale, keep carrying that right arm up and over, ground in your right foot to a lateral bend. And then inhale to bring this back up, reversing your warrior, but with a straight leg here. So straighten the left leg, just a little bend, and then release yourself right back into the middle. Take the arms out into a T. You're going to reach forward and tick-tock the arms into triangle. Hold here and breathe. Our objective here is not to try to get towards the floor and go down, down, down. Finding a space where you feel like you're drawing up. The down is organic. We are tipping in that direction. So once you found your tip, start to energetically draw yourself upward. The more upward you can get, the more space you're going to find to move you down. We're going to be here for a few moments. Option, as you spiral the rib cage open, grounding down into this right hip to take the right arm up and over into a lateral bend. Just an option. And let's inhale, release. All the way up, bend your front knee, reach your arms up and down. Go ahead and stay right in the middle. And then all the way down to the mat. We're going to step the left foot back into a plank. Holding here for a moment. Go ahead and bend your right knee. Set it down in line with your right hand. You're going to spin open. So our challenge here is keeping this line of the right leg. And then lining up your left foot. And then spiraling open into a side plank. So go ahead and take your left hand to your hip, or you have the option of bringing the arm up. And then if you'd like a little more support, simply kickstand this leg back. So the right leg angles back. A little more support there. We're maintaining this line. Right hand, right knee, right foot, left foot. Checking in with the head. Seeing if it's fallen off the top of the spine and bring it back. Holding for 3, 2, option to lateral bend, reach up and over, and release, taking it all the way down. Planting both hands on the mat and stepping back into downward facing dog. If you'd like to move through your chaturanga upward facing dog, you can. Hold for 1 breath in your downward facing dog, and out. Inhale, lift the heels and the hips. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift to breathe in, and exhale, fold in half. Inhaling, sweep the floor, come back into your chair. Exhaling, bring your hands to your heart, sit nice and low. Low, low, low. And then start to lift up, shift your weight to the right foot. Tall through the top of the head, take your left knee with you. Flex your foot, extend the leg out in front of you. Breathe. And then bend the knee and take that foot back into a crescent. Crescent lunge again, hands on the hips. Setting up your stance. And then taking your left arm up this time. Finding your breath and exhaling to the right. Option to release this right arm down. And then give it a reach. So the right arm is reaching down, the left arm is reaching up and over. See if you can find some space in the right side body here. Next inhalation carries you up. Take your right arm with you. Exhale to the heart and set up for your warrior two stance. Floating the arms out to the sides. On your next inhalation, humble warrior, reaching the right arm up, left arm down. And again, you're looking for that lifting up and down, and then over. Breathing. One more breath in here as you exhale. Take this down. Float the right arm to the inside of the leg, float the left arm up. And then reverse, breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Option to lateral bend here. Take the arm up and over. So I'm lifting up through my left side body, grounding on my left foot as I carry over. And then inhaling all the way up to reverse, but straighten your front leg. And then take the arms into a T, reach forward, and tick-tock into triangle. Hold and breathe. Feeling grounded into the feet, so downward and then upward, spiraling open. Grounding back into the left, option to carry the arm up and over towards your right. Your next inhalation carries you all the way up in the front leg. Bring yourself right to the middle, reaching up and down. And then cartwheel all the way down to the mat. Stepping your right foot back into a plank. Holding for 3, 2, and then taking your left knee down, lining it up with your left hand, left foot, taking your right foot down, and you can reach back into this here. So you can step back a little bit if you need to. You can also use a block underneath your hand here and open up to the side. So I feel pretty supported down this back leg to the foot. As supported as I can. With the option to ground down into this back foot, outside edge of the body, down the leg, lateral bend. And releasing, taking the arm down. Stepping both feet back to a plank. Chaturanga or knees, chin, chest option. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Heart rises. And the hips rise. One breath in here. And out. Forward. Next breath in brings you, bring yourself all the way down to the mat. We're going to set up for Sphinx. Taking the forearms forward. Imagine you're trying to pull your mat for a moment towards you. So this little bit of tension drawing back towards the body, but using that drawing back to kind of pick up the rib cage, scoot it forward out of the waist, expand forward with the heart center. Feeling into the back body here. And then feeling into the front of the body. Starting to create harmony between the front and the back of the body. So if you're feeling a lot through the back of the body, can you create a little energy at the front of the body that eases the energy at the back of the body? And then remembering to move all the way around the body. So how do you breathe now to the front, the back, and to the sides? In towards the center of you. And out in all directions. One more breath in. And exhale. Breath out to the world around you. Release yourself all the way down. Taking a moment here. Releasing the back. You can rock the hips side to side. Bend the knees, windshield wiper the legs. And when you're ready, you'll give yourself a push. We'll meet in child's pose. Narrow knee child's pose can be a really nice release for some bodies after a back bend. You decide. And then roll yourself up to a seat. Let's bring our legs forward. Feet towards the top of the mat, the knees are bent. And we're just simply going to hug in. So you're going to wrap your arms around your legs and hug in. On your next exhalation, start to roll yourself up. Take the hands around the back of the legs here. Soften the elbows into the sides. Lift the heart up and float the feet. There's a little bit of a lean back in this posture, but we're still balancing on the sit bones here. So just noticing if you've dropped and dumped down into the tailbone. We want to lift up out of the tailbone. So even if that means that you connect your feet to the ground for support, to lift heart center, find that nice long spine. One more breath in here. And exhale to release, stepping the feet to the floor. Start to roll yourself all the way down to your mat. Taking the arms out into a T, extend your left leg. I like to turn my palms up. In this posture, bringing your right knee in towards the chest, and then taking the leg across the body into a spinal twist. Option to look towards the right. If this feels like a lot through the lower back, consider scooting your left hip towards the center of the mat. Moving towards ease, letting go of effort, softening into our practice. And coming back to the center. Stepping both feet to the floor. Extending your right leg, left knee in, and exhaling towards the right. One more breath here. And please bring yourself back to the middle. Stepping again, both feet to the floor. Allowing the knees to fall out to the sides, soles of the feet together. Placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Begin to turn your attention back inward. Noticing the subtle sensations in the body. Watching the thoughts come and go. And without attachment, let them go. And honoring the sweet fluctuations of the heart. Feel into your practice. How do you feel? And honoring everything that comes up, all of it. One more focused breath here to the heart, the entirety of the heart, all the way around. Breathing into your whole self, 360 degrees. Your entire body fills up with breath. And then exhale, expanding that breath out to the edges of your skin and out into the world. Let's do that one more time. Big breath into you. And exhaling out to connect to the world around you. Starting to release this posture. Coming into Shavasana. Feeling your practice resonate. And honoring the time that you took to care for yourself. To be connected to the world around you. With clarity, with ease, and with love.